Hey guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to go over my annual Christmas gifts video. Now this is something I do every single year where I kind of just go over the gifts that I got, mostly gaming related gifts, because yes, I did get a few clothes here and there, but no one really wants to see that. What people want to see is the stuff that's pertinent to what this channel is about, the gaming related stuff. And really it's just going to be me going through a couple games, explaining to me why I'm kind of looking forward to play them, why I wanted them, so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and here we go. So the first game I want to talk about is Resident Evil 4, the remastered version, alright? Now, I never played Resident Evil 4. In fact, I got into the series with Resident Evil 5, so I missed all that prior history beforehand. And from what everyone tells me, Resident Evil 4 is still, to this day, the best Resident Evil game that they've ever made. So I'm looking forward to playing this. It's going to be pretty cool. This is by the same director who was in charge of The Evil Within, which was a game I thought was okay, wasn't really that amazing, and was a little bit underwhelmed by the initial promises and stuff that I had expected. But I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a nice throwback to the sort of that old school classic FPS, third-person shooter feel. And it will be pretty awesome. This will be a nice lead-in into Resident Evil 7, which I'm actually really looking forward to, alright? So, Resident Evil 4, I got on Xbox One because it upscales to 4K on the Xbox One S, and to be honest with you, this is before, that I got the PlayStation 4 Pro. So, regardless, it runs at a smooth 60 frames per second on both consoles. I'm looking forward to this, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. The second game I want to go over is Dead Island: The Definitive Collection. Now, I know a lot of people are probably sitting there shaking their heads saying, Cameron, we know your history with the Dead Island franchise. We know how much you loathe the first game and how you just gave it a terrible review. Yet Dying Light was pretty much the developers really making up for any of that. Pretty much I forgave Techland. When Dying Light came out, I was like, this game's amazing. I forgave them for all the atrocities that the first Dead Island came to be. But I wanted to get this game because I really kind of wanted to give this game a second chance. I said, okay, fair enough. Maybe it was at that time in my life where I just couldn't get into the game. Because keep in mind that I'm a single-player gamer. I don't like playing games co-op. Especially co-op is probably my least favorite multiplayer mode of all. A lot of people get excited when they do co-op and stuff. I just kind of don't like the experience. And the reason for that, to be honest with you, is because I feel like when you play in co-op, you're not focusing so much on the game and the narrative, you're more focused on having fun with your friends. And yes, we all play games to enjoy ourselves from time to time, but there's a lot of us who play games to be immersed into the game and the action and the story that's trying to tell, and that's very hard when, you have our friends over your mic complaining about how they're dying every single time or the difficulty, and them just wanting to make jokes throughout the whole cutscenes and stuff. So I wasn't into the whole cooperative mode of Dead Island, the original one. But I'm looking forward to giving this game a second chance. It's on the Dying Light engine. Now I got this on Xbox One because, again, the Xbox One S upscales the game to, a full 4K. So even though it runs at 1080p, it's going to be upscaled, and hopefully the increase in clock speed for both the CPU and the GPU will allow for them to fix out the minor frame rate issues that this game had on this console. So, looking forward to it. It's also nice, another reason why I got this, to be honest, is that both Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, I believe it's called, or the other DLC game, whatever they made, it's actually on one disc, whereas on PlayStation 4, you actually have to download the separate game entirely. So it's all on one disc, which is nice. I don't know the reason behind that, but having it all in one place is good to go. So looking forward to checking this out. Now, the third game I got is actually courtesy of my good friend Dean Thompson over at his YouTube channel, Video Corleone 62. He gave me a gift card for Christmas. He and I visited over the holidays, actually earlier this week now that I'm recording it. And with his gift card, I was able to get The Last Guardian, alright? This is a game that I've been looking forward to playing for a very long time. Now, I waited on this game. I actually had it pre-ordered initially, but I wanted to wait because of the inconsistency with a lot of games that were coming out. Some of them just weren't running that well, to be honest, and they were just getting patch after patch after patch. And at the same time, I was already busy with all the new releases that came out earlier this year, so I was just like, I'll hold off on Last Guardian until I finally have time to play it. But I figured out, I got the gift card from, my good friend Dean, and might as well get this. This is one of the games I really wanted to get, and went to GameStop, picked it up, And we're looking forward to playing this on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Hopefully by the time I get to it, they fix out the frame rate issues that the game has on the Pro. But other than that, I have to say that I'm really looking forward to playing this game. I heard it's a very beautiful game when it works and a very beautiful story. So it's going to be pretty good. Pretty good. It's only 15 gigabytes minimum it requires on the back. That's nuts. Alright, The Last Guardian, and I want to say special shout out, thank you, Dean Thompson. Please go check out his YouTube channel, the best vlogs you can find on YouTube. Seriously, the best vlogs, alright? Next game I got was Bioshock the Collection, alright? Now, everyone kind of knows that this collection kind of received very lackluster reviews and support pretty much, just because of the typical changes and stuff that they made to this series. For one, the audio just wasn't up to par with the original game. In fact, there was a lot of times where the audio was significantly downgraded and stuff. I don't know if they released a patch yet to fix that out. I believe the last time I heard about that they were working on a patch, but I mean by now the game came out in August, so by now they probably do have a patch for it. Then second of all, the game actually had some frame rate issues, especially Bioshock Infinite pretty much ran poorly on both platforms. Now I got this on Xbox One because apparently this is the smoothest version of the collection to get, and at the same time it upscales games to 4K on the Xbox One S. And keep in mind that I didn't foresee having the PlayStation 4 Pro, at the time, so I wanted to go ahead and get this on the Xbox One S just to be careful, and then again, it does run a little bit slightly smoother on that console. They did say Black Crush is still an issue, but hopefully playing at full range RGB will actually work that out, alright? But looking forward to playing this, especially the first game. The first game holds a really special place in my heart, and it's one of the best FPSs and one of the best horror games that I have ever played in my entire life. And Bioshock 2 I wasn't a huge fan of. Bioshock Infinite I liked, but was disappointed over the initial game that was changed to be the one that we all got. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and actually playing this and just revisiting this fantastic world. I'm looking forward to, I don't know if 2K, because Take-Two, 2K, still owns the licensing to Bioshock, so I don't know if they're going to actually make another game in the future, but I don't know if it's really going to be the same without Ken Levine. Bioshock 2 was a good, decent game, but it was not anywhere near the amazing levels of like Bioshock and then Bioshock Infinite, so we'll have to see where the series goes, if it goes anywhere, but I wanted to at least get this to revisit the game in full 1080p, full 60 frames per second, and on the Xbox One S upscaled to 4K, so it'll look nice, and hopefully they released enough patches up to this point so that the game actually runs semi-smooth, alright? So Bioshock the Collection. Alright, next up we have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the Legacy Edition. Now obviously, if you're going to get this game, you're going to get the Legacy Edition. Why? Because it comes with one of the best online shooters of all time. And even still to this day, one of the best, probably the best Call of Duty. Let's keep that in mind. As a whole package, I'm a huge fan of, I always said like my favorite Call of Duty is Call of Duty Black Ops, and I think as a full complete package, that is my favorite Call of Duty, but Modern Warfare Remastered is probably the most memorable Call of Duty I've ever played, and I still to this day can recall events when playing with my friends online, and we were like 14 at the time, and it was just amazing to go in there and play the game, how intense it was, how we worked together to take on people. And keep in mind that it wasn't looked down upon like it is now. Like the Call of Duty series was very different back then than it is now. It was 10 years ago almost. So it's very crazy to sort of look back on the past and just, that was like when online gaming was really starting to get going. We had it on the Xbox and the PS2, but it was very much a little thing, and now with the PS3 and Xbox 360, it was just a whole new other world. And it changed gaming forever, for better or worse, completely up to you guys and your perspective, but I can recall amazing times. And I'm looking forward, to Infinite Warfare, the campaign in particular. Campaign's amazing, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, but the campaign of Infinite Warfare was actually worked on by ex-Naughty Dog devs. And from all accounts, everyone pretty much said that the campaign is one of the best Call of Duty campaigns in like recent memory, if not all time. So I'm looking forward to playing it. I hope it has a good story. I hope it has great character development. And the multiplayer, I played the beta. I'll probably play it and get to like the max rank, as I typically do with every Call of Duty game. I pretty much play them and get to the max rank, and then I stop. Zombies, I pretty much might skip. I haven't played Call of Duty Zombies at least until we're talking about, gosh, I want to say the original Black Ops. I do want to. The original Black Ops was probably the last Call of Duty Zombies I've ever played. And I just fell off doing them, and the reason really was Call of Duty Zombies is one of those things that's more fun with friends, right? And I'm not a multiplayer heavy gamer, and I don't really like co-op that much. So for me, it's just kind of like a throwaway experience, and it's just something that I'm not particularly interested in. But I'm looking forward to really delving into Call of Duty 4 Remastered, and hopefully it's going to be fantastic. I've already seen many gameplay on, my friend Jake owns the game, so I've been playing the game at his house, and he's been playing the game, and it looks amazing on the PS4 Pro on a 4K TV. Like, some of the texture work is just incredible. So looking forward to getting into this. Gonna be pretty awesome, and playing the campaign for both of these, especially the multiplayer again for Call of Duty 4, and it's gonna be pretty cool. All right. Next up is Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20th Anniversary Collection. Now, I wanted to pick this up because this supposedly is still, to this day, the best PlayStation 4 Pro game you can get. It supposedly has the best support, the best amount of options available, and you can change it all in real time. You don't have to restart the game at all. And I have to say, kudos not to Crystal Dynamics, but Nixies, who are the development of the Xbox 360, the PC, and the PS4 ports of the game. Kudos to them, because they make great games. Crystal Dynamics only made the Xbox One version of the game. It was a good version at the time, but it had issues, For one, the game had really major input lag issues, and it was noticeable even when playing it on a high-speed computer monitor like you're seeing right now. It's very noticeable. But Nixies, I have to say, they are one of the best, I want to say one of the best developers. Even though they don't make their own games, what they typically do is they port games over. Their ports are some of the best ports ever. And it's funny because when Rise of the Tomb Raider launched on PC, it was very unoptimized, right? And in a matter of 2 weeks, it became a little bit more optimized to a point where it was in a playable state. And then a month passes, a month and a half, and the game is perfect. I mean, still to this day, I booted the game up actually recently to kind of benchmark the game and see how it was running and everything like that. And I have to say that the game's amazing. Like, it has an incredible amount of support. It's the first and only game I ever own that actually has NVIDIA's VXAO in there. So you get really high quality ambient occlusion. And at the same time, when you change the settings, you don't really have to restart the game like you do with a lot of these other games. The support on it is just nuts. So it's amazing on PC, and this game originally had a few issues on PS4 Pro support with some inconsistent frame timing, some weird artifacts with some of the graphics, but now the latest patch just released, and pretty much the game's in a perfect state. It runs really smooth, it looks really good. And I'm looking forward to really playing this game. And I also gotta say, I love the packaging art. Look, you can slip this thing off. You slip it off, you have this nice book here, and it's this great book of just art. It's just amazing art. And then you get to, the game disc. Well, first of all, you get the advertisements, then you get to the game disc. It's a great packaging, and to be honest, even though I already have 3 versions of the game on Xbox One, on freaking PC, and now on PS4, it's a game I'm going to love revisiting again. It's a fantastic game, Rise of the Tomb Raider. So, looking forward to playing this on the PS4 Pro in its checkerboard 4K mode, and I really want to play the DLC, especially the Croft Manor DLC. I love Croft Manor. Anyone who's a longtime Tomb Raider fan knows how much Croft Manor was. It was just incredible. It was the best post-game content of any game, seriously. Just figuring out puzzles, exploring her freaking house, her mansion. It was fantastic. So, looking forward to delving into this on PS4 Pro. Next up is Mad Max. All right, now I already own this game on PC, but I actually wanted to get it on consoles because, I didn't have a PC, or really a new PC at the time that this game came out. I pretty much built my PC in a couple months after this game came out. And to be honest, it was only $10 on Xbox One, so I only got it really for my collection. I think I'm really going to play the game on PC, as my main game, obviously. But I have to say that I played the first 25 minutes of it on PC. It looks amazing. It's incredibly well optimized. But on Xbox One, it also looks and plays amazing. And I got this version of the game because, again, you get upscaled with the Xbox One S, and then at the same time, this version actually runs a little bit smoother than the base PS4 version does, if ever so slightly. But from what I know, they released so many patches to this day that it actually worked out the whole frame rate issues and stuff that I had before. But I'm looking forward to playing this game. My friend Dean really wants me to get into this game like heavily, and he's kind of annoyed that I've been playing other games and not been giving this game some time. And really, you know, I'm trying to get through my 2016 games at the moment, but this is a game that I seriously have not forgotten about, and it's a shame that it released on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5. There's a lot of games that, you know, do that. They think they can go toe-to-toe with these different huge franchises because they're a different genre. But, you know, in reality, most people, when they go to the GameStar, they're really going to buy, you know, one game at a time. And I think Mad Max is one of those games, you know, where it appeals to that older generation who aren't necessarily so into gaming, you know. But this is still a great open world game, and I'm looking forward to playing with it and really just delving into the meat of it, exploring this beautiful wasteland that the developers created. And I think it's going to be fantastic. I think this game would look amazing if they updated it with HDR, especially the lighting, because I'm trying to remember back when I played it on PC, and I was already blown away. But if this game had HDR support, my God, it'd be incredible. So Mad Max, it was $10. Hell yeah, I'd pick it up. So amazing. Next up is Street Fighter V, alright? I was waiting to get this game until they added their arcade and career mode, and pretty much that's been added at this point. So I'm ready to dive into this when I can, alright? Not a huge Street Fighter fan, to be honest. I played Street Fighter 4, got into it, it was kind of fun, you know, and Street Fighter 5 I'm looking into, kind of getting into it for a little bit. I mean, this is something I just kind of got just to play, right? It's really for my collection mostly, but I'm really going to have fun playing with this game just for a little bit, you know, at a time. I doubt I'm going to be going back and forth to it. But it's cool, you know, and now that they've added all the content that they should have had when the game released, I think it's going to be a fun time, and looking forward to getting into it. Alright, so Street Fighter V, I got this game for like $20 or something, really cheap, so pretty good. Next up is, and you guys are going to hate this one, No Man's Sky. Alright, now I'm sure everyone's like wondering, like, why did you get No Man's Sky, you fucking idiot, alright? Let me explain. If I was going to get this game, I wasn't going to pay money for it, pretty much. And I asked this game for, you know, this is a Christmas gift sort of vlog. So I asked this game for Christmas. My parents were able to pick this up for like $25, $30 on sale. I know, too much, but it's not my money. It's okay. And I can't really have an opinion on the game because I never played it, to be honest with you. And I'm a strong believer in you have to experience something before you're able to talk about it, right? So for No Man's Sky, I'm going to give this game a fair chance. I know that they updated it now to the point where you can actually build your own base. And that's awesome. You know, I think that's really cool, and we'll have to see. I don't know if they're going to be continuing to update this game over time, and they're going to add other stuff like maybe it's easier to explore planets, or better inventory, or just better exploration, or all the stuff that they were supposed to add that was cut from the game. If they're somehow going to add it through updates, I don't know what's going on. But they did add that huge update with being able to build your own base. I might have some fun with that. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with this. I'm not sure whether I'm just going to spend some time playing it. I gotta say, I love the box art. This is gorgeous box art, I do have to say. I love the colors. I love the style of it. It's just, we'll have to see what happens, alright? I may wait to play this game for a very long time until they update it, or they just forget about it. Or, you know, I may play it for like 2 hours if it gets the shittiest thing ever, but at least at least I would have experienced it, and I can have an opinion on it like everyone else who bought it. Alright, so No Man's Sky, we'll see how it goes. Next up is Gears of War 4, alright? Now, I've been waiting to play this game. I played the beta, I wasn't super impressed with the beta, and to be honest, is it just me, or did the multiplayer for this game die super quick? You hear no one talking about this game anymore. Like, no one's talking about it. And that's nuts, because when Gears of War came out back in the day, people were on that shit months, you know? People were talking about it for months. It was super popular. You hear no one talking about this game. Now, what's weird here is Amazon sent me the European copy. Alright, now, thankfully the Xbox One, unlike the Xbox 360, is not region locked, so you can actually play the European disc on it just fine. And what's also nice is that you actually get all 4 previous Gears of War games. You get Gears of War 2, 3, and then Gears of War Judgment, all digitally for free when you buy the game. So it's nice that they give you every single, literally every single Gears of War game. But I'm looking forward to at least playing the campaign. I heard it's fun. To be honest, I just haven't heard much of the game when it came out. Like, when it came out, the game was almost dead on arrival. You know, I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of sad, to be honest, because Microsoft sort of brought it back, and it's like, oh no, we're bringing it back, it's gonna be great. And I'm sitting here shaking my head thinking, like, why are you bringing it back? The story's done, you know, and it's like Hollywood. They're resurrecting shit that doesn't need to be resurrected. You know, but Microsoft isn't typically that type of company that likes to take a lot of risk with new IPs. They just like to pump out their same existing franchises that they know will sell. So we'll see. I'm going to go into Gears of War 4 with an open mind. I'm hoping that it's at least enjoyable. Multiplayer, I doubt I'm really going to get into, to be quite honest with you. I really doubt it. But we'll see how the campaign goes. Gears of War 4, looking forward to it. Now, the last game I picked up was Ratchet Clank, alright? $10 only, and I have to say that I was never a Ratchet & Clank type of guy. I never really cared for the games. I played the earlier ones on PS2 very briefly, but I never actually owned or beat one. But this is, you know, this was a reboot of the franchise, essentially. I guess not a reboot, it was a semi-remake / reboot of the franchise, because the new movie came out and the new movie tanked. No one gave a shit about the film. And so, you know, but what I really want to see is that they actually updated this with PlayStation 4 Pro support and HDR. And supposedly it looked really, really good. And I was really impressed with the visual design because of how, you know, it looks like a CG movie. It looks like a freaking Pixar animation film. So I'm really looking forward to at least playing it from a visual standpoint. And with HDR, hopefully it'll look really, really good and really amazing. And I'm going to go into it, you know, kind of with an old school platformer open mind. I'm not a huge fan of Insomniac games. The last amazing game I think they've ever made, to be quite honest with you, was Spyro the Dragon, back on the original PlayStation. That was like the last amazing game I could remember from Insomniac Games. But, you know, I'm going to go into this, like I said, with an open mind. I'm going to look forward to playing this and just kind of sit down and feel like I'm watching a cool Pixar film or whatever. And should be good, alright? So, Ratchet and Clank. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that little vlog there. I just want to do a quick video detailing what I got for Christmas. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys got in the comments below, and I will look forward to reading them. Thank you all for watching so much, and as always, you all have a fantastic day.